A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a move that has sparked significant debate and controversy, British Finance Minister Rachel Reeves is reportedly preparing to extend the freeze on income tax thresholds beyond the previously set deadline of 2028. This decision, which could generate an additional £7 billion a year for the government, has raised alarm bells among critics who argue it constitutes a stealth tax increase on working people. The freeze was initially implemented in 2021 by then-Chancellor Rishi Sunak as a response to the economic challenges posed by the COVID pandemic. At that time, it was announced that income tax thresholds would remain unchanged for 4 years, but a subsequent extension pushed that deadline to 2028. Now, with the upcoming budget announcement, speculation is rife that Labour intends to prolong this freeze even further. The implications of this move are significant. Under current tax laws, workers pay a 20% tax rate on income over £12,570, a 40% rate on income above £50,271, and a 45% rate on income exceeding £125,140. By freezing these thresholds, the government effectively captures a larger portion of workers' income as inflation continues to rise and wages increase. This means that more individuals will find themselves paying higher rates of tax without any actual increase in their real income. Critics have pointed out that this approach disproportionately affects middle-income earners who are already struggling with the rising cost of living. Labor sources have defended the decision, arguing that extending the freeze does not equate to raising tax rates, a key promise made in their manifesto. They assert that they remain committed to protecting working people from tax increases. However, this stance has not quelled the backlash from opposition parties, particularly the Conservatives, who have accused Labour of breaking their promise. Tory leadership contender Robert Jenrick remarked, "Another day, another broken manifesto commitment." Not content with taxing jobs, Labour now want to hike taxes on working people's incomes too. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has also faced scrutiny over the potential tax changes. While in Berlin, he refrained from explicitly ruling out the extension of the income tax threshold freeze, but insisted that the party would adhere to its manifesto commitments. Starmer stated, "We are going to keep our manifesto pledges as we go into that election. I've made that very clear." This statement, however, has done little to alleviate concerns among voters who fear that their tax burdens may increase. The Labour manifesto explicitly stated that the party would not raise taxes on working people, which includes a commitment not to increase income tax rates, national insurance, or VAT. Yet, the proposed extension of the income tax threshold freeze has led many to question whether this commitment is being upheld. Conservative sources have been quick to point out that any increase in tax burdens on working individuals would indeed constitute a breach of Labour's promises. The debate over the income tax threshold freeze is part of a broader conversation about fiscal responsibility and the need for government revenue in light of mounting public service demands and infrastructure investments. Rachel Reeves has been vocal about the need to address what she has termed a fiscal black hole, and has indicated that the government must find creative solutions to raise funds without directly increasing tax rates. As the budget announcement approaches, speculation also surrounds potential increases in employers' national insurance contributions, a move that could further complicate Labour's position. The party has been accused of preparing to implement tax hikes that would disproportionately impact working-class families, a demographic they have historically sought to represent. In recent years, the issue of tax thresholds and their relationship to inflation has become a contentious topic in British politics. Advocates for maintaining the current thresholds argue that it is essential to ensure that tax rates reflect the realities of the modern economy. However, opponents contend that freezing tax thresholds effectively represents a regressive tax policy that penalizes those who are simply trying to make ends meet. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the decisions made in the upcoming budget will undoubtedly have far-reaching implications for the Labour Party and its ability to maintain public trust. The stakes are high, and with the general election on the horizon, how Labour navigates these challenges could define their future in power. The public's reaction to the proposed tax changes remains to be seen, but it is clear that the conversation around income tax thresholds will be a critical issue in the coming months. As voters become increasingly aware of how these policies affect their take-home pay, the pressure will mount on Labour to deliver on their promises while addressing the pressing need for government revenue. In a climate where economic challenges persist, the balancing act between fiscal responsibility and public trust will be more crucial than ever. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.